Hey everyone, welcome back to another Market Open live stream. Let's see what the heck is going on in the crazy market that we've got in this world. It is kooky. We don't know if it's going to be down or up. And then we wake up and we're like, oh, that's what's going on today. All right, let's take a look at the sticks and see what the heck is going on. All right, folks, here we go. Let's go to all stocks. So looks like we've got costs. Wow, cost down 11%. But then again, like cost was up 69% today. To 69.16 here. Express 25%. GameStop was up 7%. GameStop now accelerating and removing the gains that GameStop had yesterday. Nano Dimension down 4%, GoPro down 2.5%, Tattooed down 2.5%, GoPro down 1.29. A little bit of red candlestick coming here. What else do we have? Not a lot of red actually today. Not a lot of red at all. Let's pull. Oh my gosh, look at OGI. Wow. OGI up 38%. Bumble beat revenue yesterday by like 2 mil, and the darn thing's up like 13%. Oh my gosh. Blink 8%. Roblox around 8%. AMC AMC was a funny earnings yesterday, but still up 7.6%. Yeah, AMC look, I want them to succeed, but man, they had this guy with like this really passionate like can say nothing wrong voice on their earnings call yesterday. Just like, we did a customer survey and we think people would rather go to movie theaters than their friend's house. Therefore, invest in AMC. He didn't actually say the therefore invest in AMC part, but he did say the other part. It was funny. What else? Churchill's up 5, Neo's up almost 7 here, Li Auto, Xpeng up. Let's get the bell here. We've got some positivity coming back.
As much as it did, it's a premium name with a premium valuation, so that also probably is it. Also, it's a company that doesn't try to maximize margins, right? So if costs are going up, maybe they're not going to get the full benefit of labor costs and things like that. So could be also weighing on the cost.
Yeah, has been quite a dramatic decline for Costco. There's the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. At the big board, it's a Korean e-commerce giant, Coupang, as David said, celebrating its IPO, the largest this year. And at the NASDAQ, it's the Landos Biopharma.
All right. So let's see what's going to be running today. I'm excited. I mean, this is wait, what's the market alert? Hold on.
45 billion, and I noticed that Kathy Wood's ARK did snap up some shares yesterday.
That's interesting. That's funny. I didn't get my readout on everything they bought at ARK, of course, which is something the market now follows so closely. You can see, though, following the back.
Nice 8% on top of what we had yesterday. Nice. Okay, sorry. So let's. It's not the market alert. I'm like, what's the market alert? Oh, it's a Kathy. Oh no, I'm sorry. Actually, the market wood was the market update was a record high for the Dow. But we can look at Kathy's trades in a moment too. So okay, let's see what we've got here. All right. So let's pull the percent. Let's put our pre-market away over here. Woo. Okay. Roblox. Nice. That's a really good open. I mean, to be up 8% the next day after the IPO, that's really great. I'm sticking Jack on this company. Obviously, we looked at it a little bit yesterday. It seems really exciting. You know, I've got some concerns, but look, if you don't have a concern about a company you're investing in, then you're not really investing, right? There should always be downside risks to every company you're investing in, even Tesla, right? I have complaints and concerns over Tesla too. So, but anyway, good run here. Let's sort by this. So OGI giving up a little bit of, actually a good chunk of the big green that they had. We've got Bumble holding pretty steady here at up about 11%. AMC 8. Here's that nice sort of recovery in the Chinese vehicle stocks here. The Xpeng, the Li Auto, and Neo, all of them up about 6% here. Yesterday, we did briefly touch 45, and we did kind of sell back down after some oddness around the fact that we had the auction, the bond auction yesterday. It was kind of weird, I have to say. But now we're approaching 45 again. The softness. I mean, anybody else think yesterday's softness in the market, like this, the not the second half, but like most of yesterday, because yesterday morning was very, very strong, and all of a sudden everything kind of started selling off again. It was bizarre. So Arcturus, 5.7%. Okay, Fastly's up. Virgin Galactic, Palantir, NGA. And NGA, it's not going to show. I mean, this has just been consistently up, and up. When this was at 14.15, we were looking at NGA saying, hey, like this seems like a very oversold commercial vehicle spec. I'm not in that one. I feel like I'm paying like disproportionate attention to it for some reason. But maybe because it's the one that's here on my list. That's a commercial vehicle spec. That's sometimes the funny thing about when you have a watch list. Having a watch list technically means you're not watching other things. So, which I do appreciate about all of you, which provide these updates here. Let's see here. Purple, Churchill, okay, and Tesla up about 4% here. Cloudflare 4.3%. Tilray, Etsy, Fuel Cell, Enphase. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty stable, positive market right now. Trying to see if there's like a particular rotation that's happening or what. We've got GHVI. That's flat. I mean, we got some red red candlesticks here, but it's pretty flat right now. I think this market is overall pretty bullish right now. This is very, very bullish. Everything's pretty up right now. We've got it looks like if anything, the recovery stocks are a little lower. Paper hands. Why paper hands? Oh, another $2. Oh, Tattooed Chef. Oh, no, yeah, I'm dead tired. No, so look, yesterday I posted it's funny, I haven't even sold my shares yet. Jeez. Like, so I woke up not that long ago. I'll be frank here. I woke up like 15 minutes ago. Like I'm dead. So I think I'm on like 4.5 hours of sleep. And honestly, I woke up so late this morning and it's odd that I woke up this late, but I didn't even make myself a cup of coffee yet. But anyway, apparently I wake up and there are like all these alerts about a video about Tattooed Chef and all this. Look, I'm going to make my video later about Tattooed Chef. Let me make this very simple. And because I made a 29-minute video about this yesterday in the investing course, explaining some of my concerns. And the concerns aren't necessarily new. It's just the amplification that management provided to these concerns have made me have just a change of heart about Tattooed Chef. I think it's a great company. But my problem with it, and this is all I'm going to say about it. So somebody like mark 8 minutes on this video when I get asked about this later. My problem with Tattooed Chef is I don't want to pay tech company multiples for a food company that's going to have to spend a fortune on advertising and in an advertising strategy that they have not even begun yet to sustain the growth they're projecting. It's that simple. I'll make a more detailed video on that, explaining it later. And I'm also pretty high in margin, right? So I'd rather concentrate into things that I have. Look, and I think Tattooed Chef is a great company. I don't want to come across as saying like, oh, I'm going to sell TTCF because solely because of margin, right? I mean, I think that's a silly excuse. It's more a long run comparison, right? You got to weigh your belief in other companies, and then in my opinion, concentrate into those. And at the prices that we're seeing now at some of my faves, I'm happy to make an adjustment. But I haven't even, because M1 Finance was down. It's hilarious. But although I did sell some Tattooed Chef back around like February 15th, it was like $24 or something like that. And I sent out obviously alerts when I did that. So, okay. Anyway, let's keep going here. So if anybody asks, set between like what, 7:30 and 9, we talked here. I'm going to write that down because otherwise I forgot. 7:30 and 9. Okay. So Roblox really stable here. Blink 8.2%, Agora, API. Look, this one to me is pretty oversold. It's pretty oversold at, in my opinion, at $62. I think there's an opportunity here. The entire market is up. I'm a little just out of money is a problem. I do have a small position in Agora. You know, I have not I have not done a deep dive on them yet. So I will circle back on API at some point. Though I still have Airbnb ahead. I want to finish Airbnb. I'm interested in Airbnb a lot too. But they have just not see. Problem with Airbnb is they haven't gotten cheap. The problem with them is treasury bond going up. I feel like, and I honestly I haven't watched any. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up Bloomberg here because I want to look at the 10-year. I haven't watched any other videos here, but I feel like now I'm gonna get a bunch of $2 donations from people who don't hang out with us usually, because it's almost like I feel like I'm being attacked by people who haven't even heard my argument. Which I'm shocked. There's like I was like, so what? Like, I want to sell $20,000 of shares in stock. Come on, this is gonna be entertaining. Coupang IPO, make some attendees. I'll have to check into that. Okay, so we're pulling up the Bloomberg terminal here so we can get what's going on over at the 10-year Treasury. All right. So let's go back to the sticks here for a moment. I just want to keep looking. I'm trying to find out. I have not seen Jeremy's video calling me out on Tattooed Chef. You know, y'all gotta, like, I'm gonna make a video on this. So I'm from now on, I'm just gonna, if you're here, if you're asking about TTCF, go to 7:30-ish to 9:20-ish there. Okay, because I don't want to waste the whole live stream and waste other people's time talking about you know, this company. Go to 7:30 to 9-ish. I have not seen any video about me. No, that's fine. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so all right. So a little bit. It seems like a little bit of a pullback. We've got some red candlesticks here. Okay, what's Tuscan's actually moving up here? Let's see, Canoe. Let's see, NGA, Open Door, Airbnb. Gee, Airbnb is going right back to 200. It's really impressive. Churchill Capital. Okay, really trying to find. Like I'm trying to figure out. Like I always like to get a theme in a day, because if I'm going to talk about Jack, can you provide me a little bit more for that on Canoe's new truck? That's interesting to me. Thank you. I do want to look at that. I'm trying to find a theme for the day, because that way, if there's like trading to do, then we know. Like, for example, are we going to see softness in cannabis and the recovery trade today? I think so. I mean, Norwegian went from green to red. We had, it looks like, you know, GM's trying to recover here. We've got certainly the momentum-driven GameStop and Cost and Express down. We've got, what else do we have here? Matterport actually went green after some big red candles at the open. It's possible that we just had a bunch of red candles at the open, and things are now somewhat recovering from this. So let's see what spooked them. Maybe it was the 10-year. I will add commentary about that. I still have a very strong belief that the relation between oh, thank you. Whoever posted the okay, yeah, okay. Thank you, Wikana. I will look at that in a moment. I do have a strong belief that this relation that we're seeing in the market between the 10-year and the stock market is going to break. I'm so mad I didn't buy Matterport anymore. Didn't buy more Matterport at 12. I mean, look, when the market's going down, it's human nature to feel like concerned about what's going on, and sometimes freeze, right? I blew all my money, pretty much all my money. Okay, but that, you know, the market could have kept going down too, right? And I didn't perfectly time the bottom either. Financial Times says ECB to increase the pace of bond buying to counter the market sell-off. Giles, thank you. I will pull up the FT. I actually, oh, that is a front page news here on the FT. Okay, here's Christine Lagarde. The ECB has said it will accelerate the pace of its bond buying over the next 3 months in response to the Eurozone's rising borrowing costs and faltering economic recovery. So here's, I want to be like really blunt here for a moment. So when I go to Germany, the interest rates on like a 10-year mortgage out there are like 1.4%. This was pre-pandemic because I haven't been there since the pandemic. Yeah, but it always makes me question what's happening in Europe. And the thing about Europe is a substantially more advanced economy than what the United States has. And maybe I shouldn't use the word advanced. I should say old. It's substantially older. It's not larger, right? But it's an old economy relative to ours. Although, what is the GDP of the ECB of the EU GDP? EU GDP. Let's get an update. It's pretty. Where's EU? What's the GDP of the EU? 15 trillion. Exactly. Okay. So it's around China to us. So it's certainly smaller than the United States, but that's not even the factor. The thing is, it's old. And what happens with older democracies, and this is really like a political science meets economics thing, what happens with mature democracies is mature democracies begin to experience deflation as an undercurrent that becomes very powerful over time. And you've seen this sort of manifest in the European Union over the last 10, 15 years, this undercurrent of almost like turning into Japan, right? And because of this, there's been this constant push to try to print more and more money, despite the fact that they were going through massive periods of austerity in like 2014. Lately, there's been this push of, nope, print support, kind of like what the Fed is doing in fairness, right? And so the ECB is never going to have, the point of where this is going is the ECB is going to be, in my opinion, always ahead of the Fed when it comes to, at least in these recent years, like the past like 4 to 6 years here, let's print more money. Because they, I think, are ahead of us in this deflation curve, this long run deflation risk that really we're just trying to print our way out of. And I'm not talking about like the next 2 years or the next 3 years, which is really where like our heads are focused as stock market investors. My thesis on Europe, and it's the long concern that I have for the United States as well, is that we are going to be in this very, very long trajectory of really low inflation, potentially deflation, and the Fed's always going to be trying to bail our way out of that. Now, in the meantime, there are going to be short-term things that we're going to look at. So that's my long kind of thesis on ECB, right, in the United States. Then there are going to be, let's see here. Then there are going to be these potential short-term changes of, okay, here comes the ECB saying, look, we're going to increase our bond buying just to reduce some of the madness that's going on in the bond market. And that's really because yields shot up so like fast. It's just the simple way to put it. So let's see exactly what they're announcing here. Based on a joint assessment of financing conditions and the inflation outlook, the Governing Council expects purchases under their program over the next quarter to be conducted at a significantly higher pace. So really what they're doing is the ECB here is saying, we don't think inflation is going to be high. Because if they thought inflation was going to be high, they would not print more money. Instead, they're saying, look, we think inflation is going to be high, but in a weird way, the bond yield is going up because markets don't believe us. So we're going to buy more bonds and fight the market. There's really this tug of war happening right now between how can you print so much money and not have inflation, which I get. I mean, look at my Instagram story yesterday. All right? So there's that tug of war going on. But you're actually seeing now the ECB kind of front run the Fed on this one and go, look, Fed, you might be sitting around doing nothing, but we're gonna fight this. The Fed, on the other hand, they're like trying to take credit for this. They're like, well, we want inflation expectations going up. This is great. So just a little bit more macro background on the madness that's going on with rates. I'm on Insta, bro. What's up, man? Infinity. I'm on Insta. So okay, what do we got here? So we have a little bit of a ticking up happening in this. This is not. It actually fell substantially yesterday. we didn't even track this fall. Hold on, I'm trying to zoom in a little bit more. There we go. I suppose, yeah, let's go here. Okay. So take a look at this. When we signed off yesterday, we signed off with the rates somewhere around here, like between 1.52 and 1.51. And it looks like the yields actually plummeted over, this after hours and futures period here. We had this sort of plummeting. And now it's sort of bouncing back. So it looks like this is the start of yields right here yesterday at 1.54. And then the closing price yesterday was actually, no, it doesn't even show us for yesterday. It just shows us the start. But anyway, the point is, yesterday we were somewhere around 1.54 to 1.52. So right now we're at 1.52. This uptick, I don't think this is an issue at all, especially since it came after this big fall over here. I mean, look at this mess. So this is like watching the Bitcoin price chart and going, why is it happening? The Bitcoin price chart is funny. And don't get me wrong, I love Bitcoin. Y'all know that. I love BlockFi too. Checking out some of the other ones, but like BlockFi, for example, they keep paying interest on the Bitcoin they have there. And I have more Bitcoin, and this sounds like total scrubbish, and I get it, but I have more Bitcoin. Honestly, I woke up with my hair like this. I don't know what happened, but it's too many secrets. What was it? I don't even have my other watch. It's a mess. Okay. So the day's a mess. Sorry. Bitcoin. Oh yeah. I have this sounds scrubbish, but I have 400K ish or more now of Bitcoin at Robinhood, which I know pisses off a lot of people. But again, that I bought that before, a while ago, before I had BlockFi. And with all the interest I'm getting at BlockFi, which you could get too by going to metkevin.com/BF. No, seriously, with the interest I'm getting over there, I look at my Robinhood and I look at my Bitcoin over here, 9 Bitcoin. And I'm like, oh crap. I'm not getting interest on $500,000 of Bitcoin. And there's no way to transfer it either. Although Vlad did come out and say that he's coming out with the crypto wallet. We have to meet Lauren for the hair story. For some reason, the link to the course in the pinned comment isn't working. It says internal liquid error. What? That does not sound good. That is very bizarre. I will thank you for bringing that to my attention. So let me rewrite it really quick. Maybe because I copy and pasted. Get 38% off with coupon code HODL expiring in 5 days. Oh, sorry, 4 days now. Expiring in 4 days. Private live streams, lifetime access to lectures, and buy sell alerts in the stocks group. Here we go. I had to rewrite it. So I thought if I copy and pasted it, I wouldn't have to go through this work all the time, but apparently I do. Sorry. GGTTF was suspended. Oh, that's interesting. Guten Tag aus Deutschland. Ja, hallo, wie geht's? All right. So, all right. Robinhood charged me $75 to transfer one stock to Fidelity. Ouch. Gosh, it would have been better just to pay the taxes, huh? No, that's a bummer. Yeah, and that's the problem about starting a brokerage transfer from outside Robinhood, because it's not like you're pushing the buttons at Robinhood. You're actually pushing them at the other brokers. Bitcoin has a long way to go. 50K cheap, just a little piece. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with you. I think Bitcoin has a long way to go, and especially since we're going to see some nasty CPI data. Keep this in mind, and I regularly say this: we're going to see some nasty CPI data next month, the month thereafter, and the month thereafter. The next 3 months of CPI data is going to be nasty. I think there's a potential that's going to push Bitcoin. Now, the inflation connection to Bitcoin isn't as strong as I used to think it was, and I think that's because people are just buying and holding Bitcoin. Even if inflation data comes in lower than expected, I don't know that we're going to see that massive potential sell-off at Bitcoin after the realization of, inflation's not going to be that high. Like, maybe inflation will help drive it up, but I think people are just going to hodl it. So Bitcoin's funny in a good way. Look, I'm in it, in a positive way. I'm excited. OGI, Nano Dimension. Oh, look at Nano Dimension coming out of nowhere. How'd they get down to $10? Oh, no, that's right. They got down to like $8. Oh, they got down to $6.5 during the crash. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm thinking Microvision. That's right. Microvision often trades similarly around here. So, okay, what opportunities do we have today? So we got the Chinese auto manufacturers going up. Almost all of them up in a similar group here. Oh, let's learn what's going on with Canoe. So I have a special place in my heart for Canoe. I don't own Conference Bro. I think you all have a big. I would love to do a conference, but I did that before the pandemic. But now we're in pandemic. Although I hear you could go to Vegas and anybody can get a vaccine, which I think is freaking awesome. It honestly, it makes me want to drive just see what all the hubbub's about. But I'm also not jumping up and down. So Canoe reveals a bubbly electric pickup truck. So this is something that they've been teasing on their website, not by actually having photos of it, which I don't know if this is just CGI or an actual photo, but they've had sort of a silhouette, all black outline of this stock or of this car, revealed in a leak on Reddit. Yeah, I mean, they've been talking about this happening anyway, but what are they saying here? Subsequently confirmed to Reuters. Oh, so they haven't had an official reveal. The head-turning EV is not due out until 23. It is interesting. It's so the opposite of like the Cybertruck, right? The Cybertruck almost has this like too rough look and rugged look, and this almost has the more, I don't want to use this word, but I have no other word to use it, like cutesy feel to it. And that's not to say I don't think this is to say it's bad. It's gonna appeal to a different audience. Okay. So, I mean, cool marketing. But you know, I've also become jaded to marketing after the whole Nikola marketing, right? It's funny. Yeah, we saw these mock-ups over at the Tesla Cybertruck too. Huh. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't change my perspectives on Canoe. Canoe, I've mentioned over the last few days here regularly that Canoe is a stock that I think is heading back to $15. I said it at 11, I said it at 12, I said it at 13, and I'm saying it now at 13.90. It rubber bands to 15 over and over and over again. It goes to 20, it goes to 15, it goes to 10, it goes to 15. It's crazy. But beyond that, I think Canoe has a very interesting concept. You know, they did initially say they were just going to do leasing, and now they're starting to sell their cars. So you know, I don't know if how it's gonna do, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on Canoe. I'm glad actually that they are starting to sell their cars, honestly. All right, AMC. Fastly, Neo, Purple, Snowflake, all these guys doing pretty good here. Nicely positioned in the 4 or 5%. Pretty green day here. It looks like really the sellers here are the ones that ran insanely high yesterday, which was the cost, the Express, the GameStop. But I think even AMC is doing well right now. Yeah, AMC. But then again, AMC sold off a bit as well after the open this morning because they were up like 8%. So Enphase going back to 160, Palantir up nicely, Neo up nicely. This is a pretty stable day right now. Let's look at the yields again. We've got, what do we got here? My M1 Finance was totally down this morning. Did anybody else have a problem with M1 Finance this morning? Like the app, yesterday it was down for maintenance. This morning I opened it up, it wasn't working. I go on their website, it wasn't working. Red Mercy says GME is looking to break out. Let's take a look here. Yield is starting to it's trying to like tick up a little bit above where we were yesterday. Okay. Woo. Not having coffee is going to be funny. Oh, yeah, look at this. Trying to break out a little bit here. GME ruined Wall Street bets. Oh, no. M1 is down. Is it just fully down? EXPI earnings. When aren't they reporting after the bell? I think they are reporting after the bell. Let's see here. Cancel. Okay, let's go to earnings calendar and let's see what's going on. Oh, it came back up for me. Oh, that's cool. Oh, well. All right, so earnings whisper calendar. All right, Thursday. So let's take a peek really quick together here. Let's see what's going on. So EXPI reports. Did they already report? Wait a minute. Price cuts. Grow. Wait, did they already report? The only reason I don't have coffee is because I got up too late and I didn't get it. Like today, I was just like way behind. It's a big mistake. Like usually I wake up way earlier. Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? So, okay, just so. Oh, look, Nano Dimension. So Nano Dimension reports today. ChargePoint reports today. Oh, this will be fun. So about 4 p.m. So after hours for ChargePoint. Well, that's fun. We'll take a look at that too. These charging companies, I think, are just gonna get traded up a lot with the infrastructure plan. And they already have been trading up a lot here just in the last few days. Nano Dimension, and then we've got, let's see, Nano Dimension, yeah, EXPI. Those were the big ones that I just noticed here. So let's pull up quickly here. Clever, Mexico just legalized cannabis. Other MJ stocks running. Oh, interesting. I'll have to look into that. So, all right, yeah, somebody DoorDash coffee, but then I'd have to go out. Like, by the time I'd get up and go to the door, that's not true. Like, if I got up and went to the door, that would be faster than me going to the kitchen and trying to make it. That is true. Okay, so I want to understand, did EXPI already report? I don't know. Let's see here. EXPI. We'll just open up a new tab. EXPI. I'm bullish on this one. I'll just act more energetic. There. Yeah. So EXPI holdings are, oh yeah, they reported this morning. Wow, they reported an hour ago. Okay, let's see what we got here. We're at fourth quarter financial results, fourth quarter earnings per share 5 cents, revenue of 609. Okay, so what do we have here? We won't spend a lot of time on this, but I do want to take a peek at this here. So net income, oh, it's pretty interestingly formatted here. Net income of 7.7 mil, up from the 0.8 they had previously. The big thing that you want to look for at EXPI, by the way, is agent growth. And they increased agents 63% in 2020. That 41,000. That's incredible compared to the end. Wow, they've even had good growth here, almost 6,000 just in the last quarter. That's incredible. Wow. Let's see what else. Residential transaction. Well, yeah, we know transactions have increased. That's really, really good growth. Residential transaction sites closed. Yeah, that doesn't matter so much. Let's go. I just want to see their expenses too here. One of the things that you have to look into with EXPI, and this is something that's going to be possibly a little bit difficult for me to find right now without reading it all. You have to look into, so if you're in EXPI, write this down. You want to write down a shareholder dilution, and you want to find out how much they're diluting this every quarter, because they provide so many incentives to their agents via stocks that you are fighting some dilution at the company. That doesn't necessarily make it a bad company. It just means it's something you have to be aware of. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so the revenue projections are very, very good. I mean, oh my gosh, look at the projections here. So the net income projection on Bloomberg here, at least for EXPI, is $100 million in 2022. That's crazy. If it gets to 100 mil in 2022 and an EBITDA margin, yeah, I mean, it's low, 3.3%. I'm going to do a little bit more of a dive on this one. But I want to look into some of maybe the forward guidance they gave as well. But growth-wise, I'm incredibly excited about the company. But I will look into the updates on dilution and their projections. So I'll dive into those a little bit. So, okay, the bond's settling down a little bit here. Let's talk about inflation concerns. I did touch about inflation, by the way, when we talked about the Eurozone, just 10 minutes ago or something like that, when I had the Financial Times website up, which I guess we never really finished. Let's see. Speaking at a press conference after the decision announced, The higher bond yields could translate into premature tightening for the finance. Yeah. See, this is so right on. They're basically saying we're not worried about inflation. Inflation had picked up in recent months, but that was mainly due to transitory factors and higher energy prices. Yeah. She is basically aligned with the Fed. I mean, the Fed and Christine Lagarde are basically on the same page here. She's everywhere in Europe. It's freaking awesome. Power player over there, Christine. Okay, so what else do we have here? Okay, what major averages on track for best week in 5? Wow.
We determined it met all of our criteria for investment, so we put in for a position. Unfortunately, we were given a trivial allocation, and then the stock.
Okay, boring. Somebody here says they heard about FLGT on my channel, making some good money on it after blowout quarter. Congratulations. Yeah, here's the fun thing about this that I really like is I obviously I can't invest in every freaking stock that's out there. And lately I've been like concentrating my holdings too. But the cool thing is when we look at the market together and I see your ideas, we look into some of your ideas, it gives you things to look into as well. It's kind of the same with like our private stock group. Some of you have some really just brilliant ideas and it's really impressive. Like I wish I could just like invest in some of you as people who are in there. And then maybe course members need to start making non-fungible tokens. So let's see here. Okay. So what else is going on? So I keep seeing Shift come up in the talk. One of these days, Shift will actually get picked up by Wall Street. Such a great company. What's it doing? I mean, look, that's a nice run. I'll take the 6.9%. Shift Technologies is so crazily undervalued. And their advertising, they actually impressed me, I have to say. And I'm still doing my dive on them. But they so heavily underspent relative to what I thought they were going to spend. They had a TV commercial, which I'm not the biggest fan of TV commercials or like heavy advertising, but they had a TV commercial on the Oprah and Harry, the interview they did, the royal interview. Anyway, loved your NFT video yesterday. I may bring a Yale professor on my channel to discuss the psychology and philosophy of NFTs. I think that'd be awesome. I'd love to see that, and I get this this personal psychology that might be, and I don't know, I don't want to like predict what your Yale professor might say, but personally, I'm just going to make a quick note. One of the issues I have with NFTs is if we associate a lot of value with a non-fungible token because of our personal experience, how do I provide that personal experience as a value to somebody else? Sure, somebody can watch a video maybe of what happened. But what if I, had a more special connection because I was there when something happened? I was at the event, or I was involved in the time it was popular and hypey, right? In that, I don't know how long that can stay. Yeah, it is SFT, exactly. So what else is going on here? Like the permanence of experiential value, I think, is fleeting. Like it's not there. Like and that's my skepticism with NFTs. Look at Nano run. Here we go. 14% Blink. Yeah, see Blink and ChargePoint. Wow. Where's ChargePoint though? And Blink has been killing it for like the last 3 or 4 days. Because they sold all the way down to like 29. Part of me feels like I should have bought. No, maybe it was 33. Now I'm like, dang, should have bought some. But then again, everything's kind of been running up. I'd love to interview Charles. Sure. I'm open to interviewing a lot of people to just reach out. So, okay. PHUN. I have no idea. Oh, hold on. I want to hear this jobs data really quick. We'll come right back.
Higher, and D's was the best read, basically going back to the summer. This is the best post-COVID read, and it comes in just shy of 6,917,000. And this is from the low of COVID that was under 5 million. So a very good number, and it was mostly services and retail, which one would expect, and expect them to get even hotter as we move forward with the reopenings. Carl, back to you.
All right, Rick, interesting. Got to take note of that.
So, I mean, what they're saying is the unemployment number. Well, yeah, I mean, unemployment claims and the long-term jobs. Let me look at unemployment claims weekly unemployment claims. Let's take a quick peek at this. So the Department of Labor puts this out instead of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So we had initial claims of 712, and if I add in the pandemic unemployment, which I always do, it's just sort of my little mental way of comparing week to week. Pandemic, there were 478 for PUA. Wow. So we're still at 1.1. That's definitely down from the 1.4 that we've seen in some of these previous weeks here. So that's a good claims. I mean, it's still a lot, but yeah. The NFT psychology is easily explained by us watchers paying $5 for a super chat. I don't know about that. Like, I'd be interested in hearing more of that perspective. But we're not going to make this an NFT live stream either. So what is this? Funware. I love the name. Because if anybody ever tried pho, P-H-O, the food? Okay, let's try Funware. So, Funware. I actually liked pho. Some people don't like it. All right, so what do we have here? Security description. Okay. They don't even provide a security description on Bloomberg. What is this? What is this company? Funware. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Based mobile application. Oh, a lot of pho lovers here. Nice. Very cool. I don't think it's pho. I think it's pho. But I also don't want to get into a potato patata debate. So, but yeah, wow, lots of pho lovers here. So the way I remember pho is, and it's ironic because I like it, but the way I remember it is sometimes when I mention, oh, what about pho? There are people who go, pho. People who don't like it, or people who are just messing around. So anyway, where were we? So Funware. Yeah. So many tech companies just blowing up here. Android application development platforms. Interesting. So let's see here. ACIC SPAC Kathy Wood buys. ACIC isn't AC? Hold on. ACIC stock. Which is the Atlas? Oh, the eVTOL. No, it's too early for me. Too early for me to be on these. I mean, this is exciting. There are a lot of these companies that are basically trying to make it a lot easier for you now to create an app. Basically, by having these, rather than like ground up building something, they're really just selling as a service these frameworks. That's really impressive. Okay, so let's see here. Better dip into Coupang IPO today. I don't even know what that is. It's insane just how many stocks there are. It's incredible. Tech comeback. Dow rises another 200 points. 1.5% as tech resumes comeback. Oh, by the way, I wanted to just quickly say here. I don't actually mind. I posted this yesterday in the stock group because I do this regularly. I post my my updates on not only theses that I have with companies, but also margin and things like that. So I don't want to show the exact numbers right now. I did post them in the course, but I'm just going to read them really quick. Some of them. So I'm right now. I'm at not including today's run here. As of yesterday, I was at 44.1% margin, but I completely missed something that I did, and I just wanted to share this as sort of an experiential thing for you to know about it for investing. When the market started falling, I pulled out a ton of margin on M1 Finance, and I kept like 90% of it. I didn't spend it all. But when I was doing my margin calculations over the last few weeks, I wasn't counting the fact that I had all that cash sitting there. So now when I properly account for all the cash that I have sitting around, as of yesterday's pricing, and if I applied all of my cash to margin, I would only be at 31% margin. And my goal is to get that down to 20%, which obviously the market could keep moving like it's doing right now. And I'll be at 20% without even having to lift a finger, which is cool. But yeah, my goal is always to be below 20% margin, especially once we get into the green periods of time. But I was really happy with that. And that was one of the things that I teach is when things go bad, in some cases, it makes sense to pull equity and have it on standby. Whether that's pulling margin at M1 or credit lines or things like that. Okay, so what else do we have here? CCIV comment. Let's see. CCIV. Okay, I think you guys are replying to each other. So let's look at CCIV here quickly. So CCIV is up 4% today. A little softening happening within the day. We've got Rocket Mortgage 4%, AMC. I do want to quickly see, what do we got going? Oh, they're talking about reopening, huh?
It is conceivable that we might have to, and we're preparing for that, to both boost people against the wild type virus, namely the standard non-mutated virus, or actually making variants vaccines.
Wow. Full variant vaccines or boosters. Yeah. Bowl of noodles and soup. What's not to like? It's true. I think some people, what is it? I think it's the, what's the wrap? It's like a rice wrap, I think. I think some people don't love that. Noodles is like my favorite thing. Lauren likes noodles too. They call Lauren as a kid was always nicknamed apparently by her parents Little Noodle because that's all she wanted to eat. Okay, so I'm trying to get what am I trying to pull up here? Bloomberg TV, right? Bloomberg TV, since we're really just rolling an ad here for Fox Business. Okay, so but we're gonna get one here too. So let's look at the sticks here. Oh, let's go to top news. We haven't gone to top news yet, and I always like to know what the suits are thinking. So the spring roll. I didn't say I didn't love the spring roll. I just think, and maybe, and I'm reaching here with my speculation. I'm just speculating that I think more people like the noodles than would like the spring rolls. Like if we had to do like a survey of Americans, I think the noodles will be more popular. Okay. So, but hey, maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. I'm totally guessing. So Wells Fargo ditches Abbott. Okay, maybe Treasury yields have risen enough for now, says Macro Man. Who's Macro Man? Wall Street is rethinking the Treasury threat to big stocks. Come on, folks. Did we not call that? Please tell me. Like this was literally what we were talking about. This is the stupid weenie suits. We literally talked about this for the last 2 weeks. Like, just wait. The suits are going to realize they're overblowing the freaking relation to the bond yields. And then they're going to go, oh, tech is cheap right now. Let's go buy some tech. It's literally what they're saying. Front page news on the Bloomberg terminal now. It's the weenie babies are literally doing what we thought they would do. Oh, my God. It's hilarious. Don't fear Treasury yields killing off the stock market. Bloomberg. The last week, you all are like, every headline was like, tech sells off as bond yields rise, investors panic. The relation to or what was it? Yeah, people are like, oh my gosh, if bond yields are this high, well then it disincentivizes you from investing in the stock market because you get a higher risk-free return. And I'm like, dude, it's still only 1.6%. What are you talking about? Tech stocks, man. That's where it's at. What's up? Look at this. JP Morgan Securities, great live stream. That's awesome. What's up? Shout out. Thank you. That's super cool. The Bloomberg terminal communication thing here. So don't fall for Treasury yields killing up. I should probably turn off notifications. One day I'm going to start getting funny messages. Me saying that is probably going to spawn that. Okay, as the NASDAQ 100 recovers from a $1.5 trillion rut, there's good. And keep in mind, too, something funny that happens with the stock market is you can literally evaporate money with the stock market. And that's a really weird thing to think about. But consider this for a moment, okay? So consider this. If, okay, we like to think, okay, Tesla, let's use Tesla as an example. Tesla goes $900 or $880, right, to $700, let's say. We'd like to think that all of that difference, that $180, went somewhere. But it doesn't necessarily have to. See, if people just, for a moment, and this is just totally being extreme, let's say everybody tomorrow said, I do not want to buy stocks for a penny over $700. Any stock over $700 I won't buy. Well, all of a sudden, that $880 share price at Tesla instantly becomes worth at max $700. All of that market cap evaporates in that extreme example, right? Like, it literally goes poof into the sky. And the same can happen when there's a lot of high demand for a stock. The opposite can happen too. For example, like a GameStop, where there's so much demand, people can keep essentially raising their asking prices before they sell. And it's basically creating imaginary money that then becomes real via the stock market. It's very fascinating to me how quickly, you know, money can be created. I mean, it's kind of like somebody IPOing a company that was worth $500 million, and then now it's worth, let's say, $40 billion a few years later, not to mention any names, Roblox. And that is not a dish on Roblox. It just is what happened. A lot of that money is created out of thin air because it's set by people's expectations. So you created billionaires out of thin air, essentially. Fascinating to me. All right. So very interesting that the Bloomberg terminal is now adjusting and literally saying what we thought they might. It's too funny. And of course, which if you ever feel like you want more of my insights and to help keep your head on straight, do consider checking out that course. You know, the program expires in 4 days. You get lifetime access to the lectures. I keep adding more lectures. The stock alerts, and it's not just ticker alerts too. Like, so, you know, sometimes I'll write these like little narratives. It's kind of like these little stories I'll write, especially when the market's having a rough time, just to try to help you, you know, have another little confidence boost and keep you on the right track. And I think that's been very valuable to people. Put another way, the Treasury sell-off has pummeled a big tech. That doesn't mean bonds are a natural foe for a sector hinged to secular trends. Right. So that's so fascinating what they're saying here. That doesn't mean bonds are a natural foe. So another thing, stocks falling. I'll look in just big red candles here. Another thing that we've been talking about, yeah, on the 15th you can. Another thing we've been talking about is that at some point there will be we'll look in just one moment the tickers. Another thing that we've been talking about is that there will be this point where bond yields go up and stocks go up as well. Like that, this relationship that we have right now will change. All right. So what's going on? AMC gets some red candles here. Blink some red candles. Okay, I mean, this is not substantial at this point yet, but sure. You know, we do go through ups and downs throughout the day, so we're having a little bit of a down right now. What else do we have here? Neo's having a nice little downtrend here. It's kind of going to lows, trying to get back to lows of the day, which is still up, but yeah, heading towards lows of the day right now. So hey, I mean, there's your buying opportunity. Look at all the ARCs sitting together here. They're all literally in the same spot. That's cool. We usually don't see them all in the same spot. Maybe it's because I have fewer stocks on that watch list. You go to this one. Palantir, yeah, Palantir also red candling a little bit here, and phase. What do we got? Cost down 12, Express down. Oh, look at poor little Matterport down 3%. Actually, just kind of trending down today here. It's so cheap. Matterport's phenomenal. Okay, let's go back for a moment to the top news here. Okay, let's close conversations. Let's go pull back here. Maybe Treasury yields have risen enough for now. Okay, U.S. mortgage rates rise for a fourth straight hitting 3.05. Oh no! Oh no! 3.05. It's so low. All right. Okay. 1 year pandemic has transformed life in the United States. Yeah, you can say that again. I mean, there's some silver. We were talking about yesterday in Rust. We were talking about silver linings of this pandemic. But then I think we also kind of all agreed we're not really interested in going through this again. And I think we've been through this now. Okay, let's pull the 10-year. Let's see what the 10-year is doing. Okay, somebody says 10-year just spiked, 1.54. I mean, that's a little bit higher than what we had yesterday. Thank you for thumbs upping the video. Appreciate you. So let's zoom in here and see what's going on with the 10-year, because the market seems to like watching this. All right, let's go to the day here. Here we go. Yeah, nice little spike here. It's kind of entertaining to see just the sentiments change. It's so weird. This massive almost sell-off here, under 1.5 yesterday, but now this upward movement again. Oh man, I'm gonna get that coffee. Okay, this is I think my first market open live stream here without coffee. Bumble's holding strong here. So is Nano Dimension holding. Blink's actually recovering now too. Look at it. See, Xpeng sold off more than Neo, and we've talked about that as well. Let's see here. Definitely talked about that as well, about how Xpeng has sold off more than Neo. But I have to say, I've been adding. I've added to Xpeng. I think I've added to Xpeng. No, I have added to Xpeng. But I've added potentially a little bit more to Neo. Should have probably put a little bit more into Xpeng, because that would, and I was saying it sold off more, but I didn't follow my own directive on that. Oh well. So API, once Clubhouse goes through another media cycle, I wouldn't be surprised for this one to move. To move nicely again. Trying to see what other deals there might be. Look at Etsy look at Etsy killing it again. Oh, let's listen to this. Here, they're talking about
one of the 25 largest IPOs ever in the U.S. And it's part of these mega apps, right, Stu? Because a lot of people say that a lot of these Asian apps, whether it's Alibaba or Coupang, they really do everything. Whereas here, it's still more fragmented, as you have your social media plays, your e-commerce shopping plays that are very separated. Whereas over there, it's all in one.
I got it. Looks to me like Coupang could be the stock of the day this Thursday. The stock of the day yesterday, I think, was Roblox. Give me an update on Roblox, whatever it is. Go.
So Kathy Wood, ARK Invest, she bought in 500,000 shares in its debut. Its direct listing on its first day, 50% jump. And that made its founder, Roblox's CEO and founder, a lot of money on paper. Anyways, at least David Baszucki, his shares are now worth $5.5 billion. Founder and CEO that he founded about 17 years ago in 2004. And the stock finished pretty well up in its first day debut. So that makes it not cheap, obviously, given that the company is now valued at over $45 billion and counting with this 2% rally today. So that's more than 10 times what it raised cash at just about last year, 12 months ago at this time. And it makes people think this might be a little expensive, given that Roblox is still losing money. Growth is huge. I mean, daily active users jumped to over 32.5 million last year, up by 80% during a pandemic. And it shows that there's still a ton of cash out there willing to buy in, especially with these recognizable technology names, right? And their users, as you know, over 50% of their users are 13 years and younger.
Whoa.
A lot of these IPOs go out real strong and then back off, and that's when a lot of smart investors jump in. I mean,
but then again, Airbnb didn't do that.
That's usually what people recommend. Don't buy on day one, because there's just so much hype and interest, especially in this era of Robinhood and young millennial day traders. So if you wait a few days, you'll get an entry point. But if you want to take the lessons from Airbnb and Doordash, right, Stu? So we saw, 70-80% gains on day one. I mean, I think you've gone above that now, as their earnings have proved that they're still fast.
Is she got an earpiece to my stream in or something like that? That was freaking freaky, okay? We did the same freaking example. That is weird. I am now. That's bizarre.
New York City private school telling children not to call their parents mom and dad. Oh, please. We've got the story.
Alrighty. Right back to politics.
Because here's the rub. With hammock pouch underwear.
Okay. Yeah, we'll watch a video on hammock pouch underwear before we go into politics during the stock live stream. Okay. All right. She has her team feeding topics. Yeah. I wish I had a team feeding me topics. Wish I had like an army of people behind me that are like, because I pretty confident that's probably what's going on. Like Jim Cramer has an answer on almost every freaking ticker symbol that gets called in. I mean, there are a lot of ticker symbols you guys put out there, and I'm just like, I got no freaking idea. Could you imagine if Jim Cramer said that? Obviously it'd be hard to have a show, right? So, probably, and I'm sure there's a lot of pre-recording going on as well. But they make it feel live. But anywho, okay. So what do we got? Okay, hold on a second. Let's see. So Affirm's back at 80. Let's zoom out on Affirm a little bit here. So Affirm, folks, look at this for a moment here. All right, I'm not in Affirm. Taking financial advice from my 5-year-old daughter now. Buy Roblox every 10 minutes. Yeah. Look, Jack's 5. I must be behind the 8 ball on this one if I don't have Jack on Roblox. Yeah. Anyway, take a look at Affirm here, folks. Affirm is one of those IPOs where it does make sense to have waited, right? But look at this pricing here. So on IPO day, this thing closes at $95, goes to a high of 113. It went as low as $70 here, but don't get too stuck at that. $80 for Affirm. I got to write this one down because I have to say that looks juicy. That's cheap. And I like cheap. I like it when great stocks and great companies are cheap. I don't invest in Affirm, but maybe this is something to look into today, especially since it's what do we got? Especially since it's flat for the day. That's great. So Bumble now pushing 14%, a nice little spike here on Bumble intraday. Yeah, there we go. Pump happening on Bumble. Got Nano Dimension pushing. Wonder how many 3D printed machines they've now sold. I think they're reporting. Are they reporting after hours or did they already? Let's look at this. 10-year settling back down. Nano Dimension. And top news here. Let's go to story page 1. China weighs record fine. Okay, that's not okay. Nano Dimension. Let's see here. Individual company news. Okay, so they did report. The annual report is out. Earnings per share of 20 cents versus negative 35. It was so negative 20 cents versus negative 35 last year. Appointment to the board of directors. This guy, by the way, Yoav, his goal is selling this company at some point. But he is considering doing some mergers too. That's something. Okay, that's from a few days ago. We knew that. Okay. I would be interested to know how many units Nano Dimension has sold. Especially as we come out of the pandemic here. I know they're putting a lot of money into R&D. They raise a lot of money like crazy too. They spend a ton of money on the company. But it would be interesting to see how many units they've actually sold. Because I think as of last, they were like, 70 units sold or something like that? I'll find out. But anyway. Okay, so bond yield's ticking down a little bit. Let's go back here. What do we got? We got Nano doing very well today. NGA, look at NGA push again. Man, when this was $14, I should have just swing traded it. We did touch on EXPI earnings a little bit. Yeah, not much. I got to do some deep diving on theirs because if you want to look into EXPI, look for stock dilution and then their margin changes too. So we would watch on those things. But yeah, so gosh, I should have just bought NGA when I was talking about this the last 4 days because I'm like, this is so cheap, it's so oversold. But then again, even the ones that we did buy are up as well, like Neo, for example. So they're all kind of moving in the same direction, obviously. Okay, where's Tesla though? Tesla's 2%, so it's off highs of the day. We really opened at highs here. We opened at exactly 7. Well, we had a high of exactly 700 right around the time of the open, and that has since disappeared. Pinterest over 70. Look, there it is. It's all grown up now. Darn. Okay, let's see here. Let's see what else we got. All right. Okay, let's go see what's on Fox Biz, and if there's nothing there, we're gonna go to Bloomberg TV.
Looking at what I call a violent reopening. I think people are starving right now. They're starving for regular life. As I often say, we're going to move from digital life to analog life. You know, from digital life.
Yeah, he hopes so for that RV business.
I have to say the team has done a fantastic job. I mean, we took over that business and we changed the whole business model for them. They reshaped everything we're doing, the ad stack and the Yahoo Finance, Yahoo Sports. The fourth quarter numbers you might have seen, they're growing almost double digits right now. So they have done a terrific job, and I'm so proud of them. They're part of the family, so it's great to have them.
This guy's like, he's just such a good salesperson. And that's not to say anything bad. It's just, it's awesome. Like, you want to invest in his company when he talks. It's kind of like the Lucid guy, honestly. Lucid guy too. Fauci predicts end of summer, start to fall for back to normal.
By quote, mid to late summer or early fall. Meantime, vaccine distribution still facing challenges. For more, Bloomberg's senior editor for healthcare, Drew Armstrong, joins us now. What do you make of those Fauci comments? What needs to happen to make that a reality, do you think, Drew?
Well, I think the main thing, that everybody is talking about when they give these timetables about.
All right, let's go back to the sticks here for a moment. Just see if there's anything changing here. Okay, yeah, good. I mean, strength. This is a strong market here. Invitae up again, Canoe up again, heading to that $15 that we're expecting. Tends to rubber band above and below 15. We've got SunPower. Nice, good. I mean, a lot of strength in this market right now. Shift 5%, Twilio, Carvana, EXPI, Redfin, Dropbox at $25. Peloton, Planet, a lot of nice positive movements here. Let's see, AMC, Zom, Purple, Wayfair, Roblox. Roblox cooling a little bit, it looks like. Yeah, cooling a little bit from market opens here. Look at Affirm, though. Remember how hot Affirm was. And now nobody's paying attention to it. Well, and it's below IPO price. Like, everything about it, I mean, so far, that I like. Especially, like, as a swing. If everything else ticks up like this, it's probably just a matter of time for a firm to do the same thing. Apple, Nike, Ebix, these guys sitting around here. So Ebix nicely over 30 now. Still want to see that head towards 35. Fisker, kind of a soft day today. So Fisker's not having that run. We're up from where I talked about it over the last couple days here, but we're not seeing that sort of a euphoric run that we've seen in the past. And I think that the run on this one honestly really got smashed because of what's it called? I think the run on Fisker really got smashed because of this little crash that we've had over the past few weeks. So what else do we have here? Forest Road, okay, Bitcoin actually falling intraday here. Okay, a little bit of a Bitcoin crash here. I mean, it's not like you could really call that a crash, right? Somebody's asking about GGTF. By the way, I really enjoyed the interview with the CEO. Let's see. Gores, Matterport down about 1.3, GGTF. This one's just not reporting today, is it? Yeah, this one's just not reporting anything today. That's interesting. Kappa, 13.4%. Lemonade's still under 100. It never got to below 80 though. That was the potential. I did not get samples. No. Margin went down in Affirm. I'll check that out, and I have not done an analysis at all at Affirm, but thank you for pointing that out. That is one of the big things I like to look for. But I appreciate you highlighting that out, that there was a decline. So I'll definitely do a change over time. Who said, what's it called? Does anybody remember like AP history? Where it's or not even AP history, just history classes in general, the change over time essays. Oh my god, I hated those. I hated those so much. Those are so so bad. All right, anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about that. So Fox Business talking about manufacturing rebounding in America.
And the CEO after this.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me to see a company do an offering right after a big run. I mean, their stock has shot up because it's really come into a lot of hype. I think in a lot of popularity on social. Not saying it's a bad company at all, but that does not surprise me. CM Smith says, I loved history. I know what you're talking about there. I don't know, maybe it was just my teachers. They were so tense about the freaking essays. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we'll pull up GGTTF in is Palantir taking off? Let's see. I like seeing rocket ships. It's harder to buy Planetron. No, Palantir. Come on. It's harder to buy when things are taking off. But oh yeah, no, that is nice. Nice move over here on Palantir. Like I feel like I'd have to like over the past 3 weeks, if you didn't buy Palantir under 25, or when it went under 24, or when it went under 23, like how many times have I been shouting that Palantir was going to go back? And soon it'll be back over 30. Like this is one that oversold so hardcore, so many paper handers on it. And it's one thing to sell a stock because you have a better opportunity and you explain that opportunity. It's another thing to sell just because something's down, right? Palantir was, yeah. I mean, even at 26, honestly, I like it. But anyway, let's look at the GGTTF. See what's going on. Treasury yield stabilizing a little bit at 1.53% intraday. Let's go ahead and pull up GGTTF because it sounds like there might be some news here. So, individual company news. Let's see. Yeah, hey, okay, I want to say this really quick. Heather's saying it's hard to buy Palantir because her cost average is $9.69. So I want to ask you this. If you were a fund manager, boom, you got the Cathie Wood hat on, let's say, and you got $20 billion under management, and all of a sudden, people put $5 billion of extra money into your fund. You're just not going to buy Palantir because your cost basis is going to go up? No. You're going to buy it because you have conviction in it, right? The cost basis is a button they should remove in stock companies, in my opinion, or in brokerage platforms. Because it does psychologically, like you're not wrong for feeling the way you do. And I don't want, like, in no ways what I'm saying to you is to say that you're wrong. What you're feeling is actually very, very common. It's totally normal to have that feeling. Like, why, I don't want to add to my cost base. This is why a lot of people have missed out on serious money in Tesla because they're like, well, I bought it once when it was $180. I bought it at $180 too, right? I bought it once at 180 before the split, and I don't want my cost basis to go up because I like showing off that I bought it at 180 is oftentimes what I hear. I mean, maybe that's one thing if you're on social media, but as a regular investor, nobody cares. So I don't know. All I'm trying to say is if that is holding you back, consider hopefully this helps a little bit if that's holding anyone back. Okay, so oh god, okay. G-Tech announces upsized bought deal offering to $20 million. Okay, to resume trading at what is that? 10:45. Oh, 10:45. Oh, that's in 3 minutes. Oh, okay. So they announced a deal, it looks like after hours yesterday, $15 million. And then they increased it to $20 million. Okay. Malta Hikra is pleased to announce that it entered into a revised agreement, underwriters, to increase the size of its previously announced bought deal, short offering units. Okay, the price of 80 cents for the. Okay, each unit will be priced. Okay. This gets complicated when it gets into IPO language. Each warrant entitled to purchase one common share at an exercise price of $1.04. Oh, well, okay. For a period of 36 months following the closing of the offering. I mean, that's actually not bad, because I don't think the stock hasn't hit $1 yet. Okay. The company has agreed to grant underwriters an over-allotment option, increase the size of their offering by 15%. Okay. Proceeds will be $23 million. I got to understand this a little bit more. 25 million units at a price of 80 cents per unit for gross proceeds of 20 million. And that's not bad, because I feel like we closed below that. Wasn't it like 69 cents or something like that? I don't think that's actually horrible, the pricing they chose. GG TTF. Yeah, well, okay, they closed at 79 cents. So it's not like they're like way undercutting this. If they came in and they're like, oh, it's 60 cents or 50 cents or something like that. I mean, this sounds fine to me. They're raising liquidity, and they've got reasonable prices here. They've got reasonable growth in their warrants. I think this is totally fine. So I'm not upset. I'm not own it. I don't own it. So I mean, what am I saying? I'm not upset, but I guess I suppose I wouldn't be if I did. Bumble Blink still doing very, very well here. Xbing, Canoe. So just a heads up, just because there's a chip shortage doesn't necessarily mean Nano runs, because Nano is more for one-offs than mass producing chips. So just be careful on that one. Like, it's really good for research, single product applications, things like that. Let's look at Tesla. Excuse me. All right. Tesla. So what do we got here? Tesla slowly trending up, 3%. Yeah, you can't trade GGTTF even on these guys over here. Doordash below their IPO price. Whoa. Yeah, when the Fox lady said Doordash, I didn't agree with that as much as I agreed with the Airbnb. But I've also never used Doordash as the example. Gesundheit. Danke. So the hell with NGA. Ideanomics is a way better deal. Hey, fair. Okay. What were we just gonna look at? Just gonna look at Doordash. Doordash. GG is no longer halted. How are they doing? GGTTF. Well, I mean, maybe it'll take a few minutes for them to come back. They did say it would unlock at 10:45, so they were on time with that. Dash. Let's look at Dash here. So DoorDash, wow, nice move today. Good job, DoorDash. Not a company I've gone into. I probably am going to go into Airbnb heavier before I go into something like a DoorDash. Are they really below IPO, though? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, oh, wow. They closed at 182 on IPO day. And then they had a good support over here at 141, 141. And right now they're at 145. That's not bad. Like that could be a nice entry point for DoorDash. Just because, just looking at the chart. I work DoorDash full time, was going to buy, but changed my mind. Overvalued IMO. What's a good price to get in on GHVI? Usually I like GHVI better at under 16. GNUS and a partnership potential? I don't know. I don't know about that one. I guess it would depend with whom. Not all partnerships are good. Usually I'm more skeptical of partnerships than I am positive. Usually. What's this? GameStop
talk. We've seen a really pronounced usage of this, especially amongst retail investors over the past year.
I'm just concentrating on the level, $273 a share. I mean, that something, even though it's down recently. All right. Let's talk about Apple.
Yeah, it did have a recovery today. It's up 3% today. Nice. It opened red.
Is there any news on who might manufacture the Apple car?
So the latest reports from Bloomberg say Foxconn and Magna of Canada are now the front runners, and we know that
Foxconn's the other one.
To numerous car producers, and yes, that includes Hyundai in South Korea. But reportedly, talks have not gone well because Apple wants to make their own car, meaning their own autonomous system, all the design inside and out, and onboard technology. So that means that these car producers would just be a contract assembler, and that's not the kind of thing that they usually do. They don't usually build a car and slap somebody else's label on it, especially with all the interiors and design and technology by somebody else. Apple also reportedly meeting with Ferrari last year as well. So it looks like those that are familiar with building cars for others or supplying just parts like Magna and Foxconn are the front runners right now.
I was just fascinated by the idea of a Ferrari Apple car. Don't think we're going to see it.
Would you pay for it? That's the question.
That's another question entirely. Thank you very much, Susan. It is a race to the skies. Air taxi startup Volocopter
Oh, here we go.
has some stiff competition from the likes of Archer and others. I'm talking to Volocopter's CEO about when they will be carrying paying customers. We'll be back.
That actually will be interesting. I would like to see that that interview. I think that'll be really interesting because the eVTOLs. I mean, look, I'm bullish on the idea. I'm just worried it's like 10 years out. You know, I don't. Who knows? Who knows? What do we got over here? Oh yeah, somebody asked about Rocket Mortgage. It's tough. You know, it had that short-term squeeze. I think it's worth $30, but it's always traded under what I thought the true value was. You know, I always think Rocket's a buy under 23, and I don't touch it over that. But it's been under 23 for a while, and I personally don't. I personally don't go. I don't even know what I was saying. Never mind. Oh yeah. I personally haven't been adding to my position in Rocket. You know, it's just certainly at $26. I'm not going to add more. Okay, what do we got here? Palantir. Palantir, on the other hand, at $26. That is interesting to me. Taylor, why would you not buy the Apple car? I'm just honestly curious. I don't even know if I would. I don't even know if I have an opinion on it. I'm just curious what your thought is. Flying cars are here, says Joshua. Nice run we've got on Palantir right here. Apple has serious issues recently, Brian. They're wanting to move into the car space. Is very long-term thing. And who wants a car that's managed by somebody else? Okay. All right. What else do we got here? Lauren, Kevin needs coffee. Yeah, I think Lauren and the kids are hanging out right now. So I don't know that she's around. Unfortunately, this is not the time that Lauren is usually available. So, right to repair. That's why Apple Car will be bad. Oh, you mean like being able to access the inside of your phone versus like maybe your car is a sealed unit, huh? Not to be a noob on your portfolio, but you and DK and repent. No, actually, I'm not in any of those. And I actually don't even know what CZR is. But DraftKings, Penn Gaming, I just haven't gotten into the space. I feel clueless about it. You know, like I have a lot of opinions on a lot of different stocks, but those are the ones I feel like at least I have an opinion I can challenge. Like I'd be shooting in the dark on the gaming. I think for me to really get into the sports gaming stocks, I'd have to be a user of the product more than I am. Now, I'm all for like the extent of my sports gaming is like, hey, it's fight night and you throw $20 on the table in terms of who's going to win, right? Maybe I need to, like, once COVID opens up a little more and we start doing like there are more like events where people are getting together. Maybe who knows, maybe those platforms, like I think, wasn't it DraftKings that's doing a partnership with, I think it's DirecTV. No, it's Dish. It's with Dish, where you can like bet on your TV. I think that's pretty cool. I do think there's some real potential there, and I like that. Yeah, UFC, and usually the bigger fights, yes. It's 2030, and you pause to remember when you passed an opportunity to buy Palantir at $26. That's funny. Yeah. I also haven't looked into psychedelics. Oh, I wanted to hide that. But yeah, it was Dish. Thank you for that. Yeah, exactly. Nice run happening here on Palantir. Let's see here. BarkBox, I briefly looked into it. I stopped looking into it though, and not because I saw anything bad. I just okay, here. I want to listen to actually this here. Okay, hold on.
Air taxi, basically. We have with us this morning the CEO of the Volocopter company.
This should be interesting.
Who joins us right now? All right, Florian, we've had on this program the guys from Archer Aviation, and they say they're going to have their air taxi in the air paying customers 2024. When will you have paying customers in the air for the Volocopter?
Oh my God.
So thanks for having me. Volocopter has been around since 2010. So we have more than a decade of, in-house experience on building 4 generations of vehicles, 3 of which had received previous, certifications. We're going for providing first commercial air taxi passengers in cities like Singapore and Paris from 2023 on. And we're extremely confident we can get there based on, our lead in the industry as evidenced by our certification progress.
Paris is so tight. They won't even let me fly a toy drone there.
Vertical takeoff and landing. Helicopters for you guys, the Volocopter.
And I've tried.
Helicopters are more dangerous and more expensive. What's your response?
So, clearly there is a clear distinction between helicopters and electrical vertical takeoff and landing. So Volocopter is an eVTOL, same as others. And the clear differentiation here is that we offer unprecedented safety levels, extreme convenience for the customer, and we're extremely quiet. And all of that, we can, operate our services at scale because we will find public acceptance for it and, offer a fantastic customer experience as evidenced by the hype around this market that we're all seeing right now. So we're extremely comfortable with the design choices we've taken, that this is the perfect design for the inner urban mission.
Okay, your competitors, and again, I'm going back to Archer, vertical takeoff and landing electric vehicle, they're going to price their product as an air taxi about the same or just a little bit higher than a luxury Uber car. What's going to be your pricing?
So, very similar. We have looked at, our bill of materials, right, our operational costs. And if we, look at what we have contracted for the initial series already, and how this is going to project going forward, there is indeed the potential to be offering our services, at around the price point of an Uber Black today or a yellow cab. Usually we always bring the example of, a trip from Newark or JFK to downtown Manhattan, which we can offer well below $100, which I think makes it accessible for most of us.
How many passengers?
2 passengers in our vehicle. There's specific reasons around that because we believe the main aspect to scaled operations is going to be the noise element. The larger your vehicle, the louder it gets. Also, if we look at today's occupancy rates,
I was wondering that too if they had parachutes. I think this is interesting that they're maybe considering getting into like that Uber space first, where it's like, oh, we could take you from point A to point B in the city. Like, oh, we'll get you from this side of the city to this other side of the city, and it's just literally like a transportation loop, like a hyperloop. Or like a boring tunnel without actually having to make a tunnel. Interesting. That is interesting.
O'clock hour, look what we have. Pete Hegseth, Dan Henninger, Laura Logan, Dr. Scott Atlas.
All right, those are just things coming up. That is, I don't know if I'm ready to go into them. We'll see.
These are,
okay, let's see here. Let's go look at the sticks and bond yields again here. So let's pull bond yields, see what the heck's going on here. All right, so our 10-year bond yield is falling a little bit. We're at 1.53%. We've got top news section over here. We have jobless claims hit lowest since November. Great. ECB ramps up bond purchases. We talked about that. 3-year junk bond ETFs lure $2 billion in inflows amid hunt for years. That's good. The more bond purchases we see, good. I mean, that is in the junk bond market, but that is also a risk-on strategy. Usually you see people go into junk bonds when they're more comfortable in the market. People flowing into junk bonds right now is a sign that they're more comfortable in this market, which is a way of potentially reiterating this rally that we're seeing right now. Canoe is up the 954. That used to be my area code. API up 9%. Invite doing very well as well. We've really got Cost Express. These guys are really leading losses here, but otherwise, 2% over here at Matterport. But everything else is barely red. I mean, we've got a rally of a day today here. We have, Marriott, Sundial. What do we got? Clever, Kappa, Amazon. These guys are doing okay. We've got, how's Tesla? Tesla near Twitter's back up. Tesla's up 2.5. We got Neo sitting at 4.9. Very nice. Churchill Capital's at 6.26. I think this will be over 30 very soon. Certainly the options market implies that as well. And we've got Palantir kind of capping out over here at 26.6. 954. I lived in Plantation, Sunrise, Weston, Davie, Aventura, and then I lived outside the 954. I also lived in Boca. No, that was very brief, I think. I actually don't know about if we ever lived in Boca. But I do know we lived in Naples at one point because I was really young and we moved around at those points. But in the 954 spaces, I've been in all those. Sunrise, Plantation, Weston, Davie for a long period of time. Anyway, cool. That's the update for today. Go get yourself that 38% off coupon code linked down below. Join me in the private live stream we will be having in an hour and 2 minutes where we will do a whole heck of a lot of Q&A. I look forward to seeing you all there. Use that coupon code. It expires in 4 days. Appreciate y'all. I think we had fun this morning. It's good. It's a good day today. Gosh, Blink's still up 14%. Very, very good run here. Very exciting. So, all right, folks. Thank you. Love y'all. I'll be back with more videos.